You want to ride longer? Oscar?
Of course.
Are you tired of a sore and achy ass?
Yeah.
Stop hanging out in dark alleys on Friday nights when you're drunk, and you'll be fine. Then fix it with a high-quality butt buffer seat cushion. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions. And Oscar here is often shipping butt buffers, so he's very familiar. You have that product. Do we have a SKU on that? Do you have that memorized?
They don't have SKUs.
Okay.
Just
that one.
Small, medium, and large.
All right.
Yeah. 18 by 13 and a half. The large. Anyway, I think of your butt when I ship those out. Not your butt, their butt. Or whoever's butt's going to sit on it.
Right. And I will say, it's very cool because Oscar is working in the store and he's shipping stuff out. And I just want to announce that if you get a box with a Oscar the Grouch sticker, that is courtesy. So it was packaged by Oscar. Don't you throw those little stickers in there?
Every now and then. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I try to get them to the patrons especially. So
yeah,
a little Oscar sticker on your invoice.
We need to get more of those. You need to put that in every package so people know it's packaged by Oscar with love. Dude, I love that. Hey, Bikeaholics, Zero 3D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson. A brand new line for the all-new Honda Goldwing named Gold Strike. Top quality, affordable chrome, lighting, and comfort products. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out our full line of Zero 3D products. Here we are in the studio, 10 a.m. We're doing a morning. We're going to do a couple back-to-back, but welcome back, Bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the
99%.
Ooh, did you hear that voice?
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, where'd that voice come from?
Wow.
That's right. Large and in charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history. By being here, by listening, you're part of what we call the hashtag
Biker Revolution.
There you go. Big Daddy has just one question for you before we get started. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics?
Would you please mount up, grab a nice glass of water, and enjoy a nice evening with us?
There you go.
The modern Ricky.
That is, it's changing it up.
4 days with no nicotine, Rick. My body's revolting.
What are you doing?
Just again?
Quitting. Just quit.
Okay. Any particular reason? I thought that was good for you, nicotine.
It is. Here's Fitz, warts,
That's
freckles,
what some people say.
colds, running
it's like
nose.
the people that vape. Oh, it's really sorry if you're a vapor. We got to bust your chops a little bit. I love these people that no, it's safe. It's just a vapor. Yeah, but it's loaded with nicotine, and one puff is like a pack of cigarettes.
Merca.
I think people are realizing, but when those first came out, everybody that was telling me they were safe. And it's so safe because it's just a mist. I'm like, yeah, but you're just loading your body with nicotine. I don't think that's so completely. And you're still putting a foreign substance in your lungs. And I'm not sure that there's any good foreign.
It's not foreign. There's vapor. There's vapor in my lungs right now, bro. Come on. What did Chris Ledoux say about Copenhagen? Makes conception a wonder and childbirth a pleasure.
Yeah, dude. I have heard that. Oh, we got an awesome episode for you guys. As you hear, we got Big Daddy Kane on a mic. We got Oscar over here on a mic. And then, of course, me. Now, this episode going to be all about our recent. Now, I'm just going to throw this up front. So this by far, you guys know, is a, street motorcycle, focused podcast for the most part. Now, we just love motorcycles all the way around. We also ride adventure and dirt. And Oscar's been riding dirt for a long time. I know Big Daddy has past experience with dirt. So we love, brands of bikes, we don't care. What I'm saying is, if you're just in this for street, well, we're going to veer on this episode. And we do this once in a while. We like to throw because, again, we like talking about this stuff. We like the industry. And a lot of it is crossover. A lot of what we talk about crosses right over between street and adventure. A lot more guys are getting into adventure now. We have crossover audience that we've seen at Touratech. We did this year too, that are not only riding street Harley, but there's more, and then the Pan came out. So a lot of Harley guys are like, okay, maybe I should look at adventure. There's a lot of stuff happening. So a lot of it's crossover. I still think it'd be very interesting if you've ever thought about, possibly doing adventure and or dirt or getting into enduro, stuff like that. then tune in. I will say this, and then I will say no more. We're going to do this podcast, and we're going to do another one, which is going to be more about just the markets and what's going on with adventure and dirt and all that. But I will just leave you with this before we dive in. Take a listen, because if you're only riding street and you've never dove into adventure, you are missing many beautiful things and many opportunities to see things that you'll never get to see from the street.
And no, listen.
Yes.
Distance riding is distance riding. I don't care what you're on. Distance riding and the things that go with it are the same across the board. And if you think only dudes with Harleys tinker, you have never been in the dirt bike world. Because I tinker as much, if not more, on, well, let's just get rid of that word completely, because I really farkling. It is. Dudes with adventure bikes, dirt, street, we all tinker the same. There's guys that are just totally street, and I'm like, two wheels is two wheels. Unless you own a Vespa, that's different.
Right.
Okay, but
doesn't count.
Yeah, that's different.
No, you're right. Well said, Oscar. There's just so many opportunities, and I will admit, I didn't know much about adventure. I always was curious about it until I got the KLR 650 and started riding adventure. I realized that I wished earlier in my life I would have known and dove into adventure earlier on in life. So if you're holding out and you're just a Harley street, I would definitely, you're missing opportunities. Still, I love street, love Harley. It'll always be my bread and butter, street everything, not just Harley, Indian, everything. But yeah. So you got three guys here that recently went to the 2024 Touratech rally in Plain, Washington. We're going to break that down in this episode. And of course, plan on completely getting off track.
No way. Weird.
And we're going to do another episode. The next episode, like I say, will be more just about bikes in the market. We're going to try to stay as much on track as we can. Now there's a new free video out blowing up on the Law Abiding Biker YouTube channel. Make sure you get over there and get subscribed. Hit that bell icon so you're notified, because I'm dropping videos all the time. It's titled, Why These PSR Adjustable Hand Levers for Harley Are a Game Changer, DIY Easy Install. I run these on my personal bike, run them on my police bike. I just put adjustable levers on a dirt bike, which we will get into the next episode. But with that said, it is a game changer. If the stock levers are stock levers, guys, they're made for, they're not good for anybody and made for everybody, if that makes sense. And that goes across the line, Indian, adventure, dirt, it doesn't matter. Comfort, and to be in full control of your bike, you have to, have things that fit you properly, that are adjusted properly. We are moving the bejesus out of these. And we're selling them right in the Law Abiding Biker store. Tried, tested. I took them down to Oregon, tested them. I've talked about these in the past. That's all I'm going to say. But that video has dropped. We have PSR adjustable hand levers, brake side, clutch side. Once you use them, I will just tell you this. Once you use adjustable levers, you will never, ever go back to stock, and you realize what you were missing. But that will be in the show notes. Or you can just go over to the website or the store, search PSR levers. Either way, I know Oscar knows what I'm talking about, because he's probably seeing those orders come in.
And I'm going to get a set. They are solid. I really like that they're solid. You get levers are generally cheap. You can buy a $30 pair of cheap levers on Amazon.
Right.
These are solid levers.
Yep.
So I'll put a set on my bike here in the next month or so. I just had to buy a tire first.
Yep. Great company behind them, guys. And if you have any questions, get over to the store, but we've got them in stock. If you're in the Yakima Union Gap area, stop by the store. We have them on display, and you can actually touch them and feel them. And we've got chrome, we've got black, and different models. Again, all the information is over in the store, but we will put it in the show notes. Now, we appreciate our sponsors. Up front, our regular sponsors, awesome, keep us going. But these folks are some of our newest patron members that we want to thank, and they are direct sponsors and reason this is coming to you after 11 years. Anybody?
Mark Russell of Rolett, Texas.
Al Verzella of Upper Chichester, Pennsylvania. And J.R. Jarrell of Hawley. Is he like a prince? J.R. Jarrell of Hawley.
Hawley, Minnesota. There you go, lawabidingbiker.com. Patreon, Patreon. Pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you because you can put a monthly cap. There are a plethora of benefits such as t-shirts and stickers, access to the private Facebook group, troll-free zone, nothing but bikers helping and connecting with other bikers in there. You get access to premium videos upon request, and of course, access to those ride, meetup, and events, and not only the ride, meetup, and events that we just did with Patron member Russell Roberts over in Tennessee, but other rides. The Pacific Northwest ride just happened down in Oregon with Brad Johnston down there. So lots of stuff going on. No better time, guys. At some point, you think it's going to slow down, but it has not slowing down, and it continues to ramp up. So, yeah, lots of stuff going on in that private Facebook group. Big Daddy's in there, Oscar's in there, and just a lot of other people. These two guys are just a unbelievable amount of knowledge, basically at your fingertips. They know much more than me. And then you've got a lot of other people in there too.
I think we're
just smart.
I think go to the Facebook page before the dealer. Because I think even like with Mark Arnold's been through, he's done a lot of stuff. And I think you get faster, more accurate responses in that Facebook page than you would
absolutely
an actual mechanic or dealer.
And actual valid information.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of guys that have a ton of knowledge in there.
Yep.
So I've gotten some of my questions answered in there. And I didn't even have to ask them. I saw someone else ask them, like, wait, I want to know about that. Oh, look, there's the answer. Oh,
yep.
Yeah. It's amazing.
And just stuff, a lot of people don't share their stuff until they're asked. They don't have a blog. They don't have a video. No, I just had something happen on a dirt bike and a factory thing. And if somebody asked that question, hey, I'm having a leak down the set. Let me tell you what to check because I had that issue, and that stuff kind of stuff is going on. You just can't get that in forums and all that. And it's a troll-free zone, which is beautiful. So there's no dumb question. People really are in there for the right reasons. That's the difference when you have a free forum and a paid membership forum. That's why I just could never make it free, guys, because you just get riffraff and then you got to monitor trolls, and I don't have to worry about that because people want to be in there and they're in there for the right reasons. So there you go. So why don't we kick it off here? I hope you guys can talk more than me for once about kind of Touratech. Seems like we went to this last year. All started off Big Daddy didn't you spearhead this thing for us last year? Find it and stuff?
Yeah, I read about it, and Justin and I started speaking about it, and then it evolved into a large group thing. And then second year now, this year.
Can you kind of explain it? What's going on with Touratech? It's our second year.
Yeah, what they've been doing it for several years, and what they do is it's a get together. You can either ride there, and part of your entry fee includes a spot to camp if you want to put up a tent or something like that. But they also have sections for trucks and trailers, RVs, etc., that you can buy. And it starts at noon on a Thursday, and it's done at noon on a Sunday. I'm actually pretty impressed. They actually have their classes and stuff starting Thursday morning, even through Sunday mid-morning. So they're definitely trying to bring in that integration of education and stuff like that for people. But, it'll be interesting to talk about this because I think I'm going to have a little bit different view than Ryan, and Ryan might have a little bit different view than you about the thing. Because, as we were coming home and you're talking about charge more and you can have a band, I'm like, well, maybe that's not what they're going for.
Right.
And so
Touratech's a company.
It got me thinking about things like that. Okay, well, what could we pick that wouldn't turn off this segment versus this segment?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think it'll be a fun, quick discussion.
Yeah. Well, Touratech's a company, and they sell adventure bike gear, and so they do suspension and stuff. So that's the start of this thing. Is for those of you guys who don't know, a lot of people don't know what Touratech is.
Yeah, right.
So I tell people, hey, where'd you go? Oh, I went to this rally put on by Touratech. What's Touratech? Oh yeah, it's a private company that in the U.S. It's actually international that makes adventure bike stuff. So then they started these rallies. And how long? Remember this year they had that dude that he'd been to every single one. What did he say? 15 years?
I thought it was 15.
Have they been doing it that long?
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't know that. I knew of them as a company when I first got the KLR because I got tubes or something, or a emergency tube, and I was like, Touratech. I thought they were just a company that sold. I didn't realize they did events till Big Daddy figured this out.
Yeah, well, I started following them because they had purchased Cruise Tools, and we had a business relationship with Cruise Tools at the time. So I'm talking with Chemo, and I'm like, so what are you guys again? And he's like, oh yeah, we're an international company out of Germany, headquarters in Switzerland. And the owner of USA, Touratech USA, he lives there in Seattle. And he was one of the first ones that helped incorporate the Washington BDR in the very first movie that they ever did. Like, you had to go into like their spot and you had to buy like their DVD.
What's the BDR? Tell people that don't know. What's the BDR?
Not BDK.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal, Rick.
Edit.
Backcountry discovery routes. Yeah. But for a long time, there was just this Oregon one that was actually separate, and now they've come up with a new Oregon route that's strictly done by Touratech and the BDR. But where my first inclination was when I got my very first KLR, and I'd been watching movies, and like I said, the very first wash, and now you can watch it on their YouTube, but a lot of those guys in that very first one were guys from Touratech that worked for there, and so it just kind of happened. And they do a good job of promotion. Now they have an East Coast run. They have an East Coast one in Connecticut.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Well, and there's BDR. So the BDR is meant for all manner of bikes, but you can ride the street. The goal is to be able to get from wherever you want. The Washington BDR goes from basically the Columbia River to the Canadian border, and you're theoretically, depending on how you want to ride it, you can ride more dirt than street. Now you have to hit the streets occasionally, but the goal is for adventure bikes to be able to ride adventure bike stuff. It's not tight single track. There's no jumps or motocross tracks. There's this Forest Service road side by side, some Jeep trails, and they're all over the West.
Because people do it in Jeeps and stuff too.
You can do the BDR in a car.
Yeah.
Mostly you can do it in a car, but they're coming out with workarounds now. So there's one north of Ellensburg, between Ellensburg and Chelan, that was apparently real nasty, and they've got a workaround. So these guys
for a car, a workaround,
or if you're not
real skilled,
if you're riding a GSA 1200, and you're 1,400 pounds versus a WR 250, you could do the harder part, or you can do the workaround.
Gotcha.
Or like there's a workaround when we went to Ellensburg. You can come over Dur Road, or you can take the Stagecoach Road like we did to North Weenass.
Oh, yeah.
That's a workaround for people that don't want to go through the rock in the DNR land.
Gotcha.
So they're all over the West: Oregon, Washington, Idaho, California,
Nevada,
Montana,
Utah, Colorado, New Mexico.
They're all over.
And it's an organization within itself.
Yeah, and
BDR,
California
right?
is broken into two now. Now you have California South and California North, and the North was just released this spring. And then now they have a new program, which I'm hoping they'll do one around Washington, which would be fun. But it's called the BDRX. And they're basically circular routes. They have one for the Steens Mountain in Oregon. They've got one for desert, Black Hills Desert. But you can literally do this in a 2-day route, and you start at your hotel, and you go a day, you stay at another hotel, and then you come back, and on the end of that second day, you've ridden 2 days these BDRXs, and they're starting to do them on the East Coast because now they got Northeast, Mid-Atlantic. I've heard a rumor that now they've got it in production to where they're hoping you'll be able to ride all the way up the East Coast from Florida, clear through the Mid-Atlantic.
Dude, how long would that take? And
wow.
How cool would that be? That would be so cool.
Appalachians and probably like early fall. That'd be pretty cool to kind of see.
That would. You know what it reminds me of? Not that it's a direct correlation, but it reminds me of, it's like Route 66 for adventure bikes.
Right.
Like everybody wants to hit pieces and sections of Route 66. This is like pieces and bits of trying to stay on the BDR.
Well, I hope we never hit that portions and bits of Route 66 when we were coming back from that trip with Jeff that one time.
Yeah.
Whatever that section of 66 we got on, I couldn't feel my testicles for 3 weeks afterwards.
What was that little town? It was Tucumcari. Tucumcari? That's the name of that little town we stopped in, right? Yeah. Remember that little town we stopped in?
I didn't go. I don't think I went on that.
And then it was after that. It was that little, let's see, Tucum. Let me, if I can spell it. Cary?
Basically imagine like an apocalypse movie where the road was there and then bombs like shattered the entire road, but that was Route 66. I'm like, this is horrible. People are going to start losing tires and shocks and everything else.
I'm just looking. Yeah. New Mexico. And I had to ask, it's in our documentary film. Yep, that's it. Yeah. I had to ask her how to pronounce it. And then there's just lots of old abandoned gas stations and stuff. It's definitely, there's just a little biker, memorabilia shop, but it's a weird little town. I think I'm pronouncing, I had to ask her I remember on the document, Tucumcari. Yeah. Are you sure you weren't on this one, Oscar?
I wasn't on that one.
Okay. But anyways, I knew we get sidetracked. Anyways, cool little, speaking of that road, I think that was it. That's coming to my memory. But all right. So back to Touratech. It is held, this one in Plain, Washington, which is a thriving metropolis. It is not. It's in the middle of nowhere. This actually puts it on the map. Nobody knew where it was before this. It is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
A gorgeous area. Where they have it is a field. It's a farmer's field.
Big hayfield.
Big hayfield.
Big hayfield.
This would be, to put this in your mind, this is like, it's not Sturgis, even close to it, but it's a mini Sturgis of adventure riding. And so you've got lots of camping, you've got lots of vendor booths just to kind of set up the scene. But the reason I'm setting that up is so pretty flat field, lots of trailers, lots of tents. They have a dirt track off to the side where they have competitions. You've got training sessions going on. You've got campers. You have some food trucks and booths and things like that. There's nothing in Plain. Across the street is a little grocery store, a little hardware store that sells hardware and coffee. They just kind of, do whatever they have to do to survive.
Yeah.
But amidst this flat field, around you everywhere is beautiful rolling mountains with pine trees and the sunset. Man. It's really God's country.
It is. Yes. It is a fantastic setting.
It is.
Man, I love
that. One night we were sitting there in the sun. I got pictures of my KLR with the sun in the back. It's a really, really neat place. And that we'll get into the riding, but it's unbelievable. And it's really the vibe. So don't think it's Sturgis. That's why I use that analogy very lightly. It's not wild at all.
Everyone's in bed at 9 o'clock.
Everybody,
mostly,
right? Because people are actually riding.
Yeah, they are riding. Yeah.
And no offense, Sturgis.
Yeah, what did you do today, honey? Oh, I showed my tits to 150 people. You must be exhausted. You're not gonna have that here.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and I bought a fuck the world ring.
Yeah. And I only wear it Sturgis. I'll never wear it because that's not really me.
And a bandana that says Dillagaff. We love Sturgis. We're street guys. We got to make fun of ourselves. Come on.
Yes, that's true.
So, I think there are a few people there that maybe just are there to drink and ride around the campground. But for the most part,
wait, let's talk about that.
Go ahead. Please do. Please, you guys jump in.
Here's Sturgis. Sturgis is a dude on a $100,000 bike with barely no clothes on. At the Touratech rally, it's a dude on $1,000 bike with $10,000 in clothes on.
Yep,
that's the exact opposite. It is true. That's how it is, dude. Come on.
I had to laugh because I was thinking of last year with that guy on that old banger of a Suzuki RM 125 running up and down the deal over and over. I'm like, is that dude ever going to leave?
Right.
Is he ever going to leave the parking lot?
Up and
he would
down,
just keep going. But yeah, you're right. It's let's put it like this. Not that I've been to Sturgis, I think 6 times, maybe 7. 9. I'm just trying to remember real quick.
More than me.
I've gone twice.
And I will tell you that I would rather spend 4 days doing this than going back to Sturgis.
Agreed.
It's very relaxing.
Yeah.
Everybody's friendly. I guarantee if you needed something and you asked
but don't go too far because not everyone will help you if you needed something.
That's right.
But anyway, that's off topic.
Yeah. But it's a very cool environment that that you're not going to have a bunch of drunk asses acting a fool trying to walk through fires. And if that's what you're into, hey man, go for it. I'm just telling you.
I was in my 20s. I would have preferred that. I'm 50.
But if that's what people, not us, I'm not talking about us, but if that's what people are into, then cool. Go do those rallies. But this is literally you get up, you go find a ride, you go ride, and it's like a pleasure that you're going to stop in Leavenworth and share a pizza with somebody or it's totally different.
It is.
Yeah.
That's well put, Rick, to kind of lay out the vibe of it. It's It is. It's relaxing. There's no stress.
None.
It was like I rarely have a day because I just got so much going on that I don't have stress in my life. And I know that goes the same for a lot. But while I was there, even with the tire and stuff, I don't care.
Yeah,
like I have zero, there's zero stress. Like all I have to do is get up and decide which roads we're going to ride.
That's right.
And I get to look around at beautiful mountains, kick back on a lawn chair, have a few drinks at night, a few mixed drinks at night, and go to bed at a decent time and get a decent night's sleep. It's a really, really cool wind down. And I didn't film this year anything, which is a first for me for hardly anything. I didn't have any obligations. Last year I went up there and I had an obligation with Hardy for the pan, which was a great experience, opportunity. But this year I literally just got to relax and ride.
It's great.
It was great. It was good for my soul.
Yes, it is. There's no timelines. If you don't want to ride, you could just sit by the camper all morning. I love it. And get up and ride. We didn't leave till 9:30. It was still a great ride. Who cares?
You're basically, your camp is your base camp.
Yeah.
And then you're riding mountains. We're going to talk about some of the riding all around. But the nice thing is, Oscar and I tend to like to ride a little bit more than some of the others, and that's okay. The nice thing is you can go with a multitude. We went with another Bonnie and Mike, great people.
They are.
We went with them last year. I've gotten to know them through Rick, and just wonderful people.
They are.
But that's a nice thing. You can go with a group of people. And you can all do different things. You can just ride in and out of camp and you're like, no, I'm done for the day. I'm going to hang out here, or I'm going to go down and look at vendors. Nope. We want to go for another ride. So we're going to ride out. So it's so don't worry, if you want to go with people that are maybe different levels and experiences of riders, it works for that too. Cause we went on some rides that were for everybody. And then Oscar, you and Bonnie, we took off and did some single track. So, which we'll get into a little bit later. It's really cool to be able to ride in and out like that. So we had Oscar's beautiful toy hauler.
The monstrosity.
We were glamping, bro.
We were glamping. Yeah,
it was
a little bit of glamping.
It was awesome that you let us use that. Oscar, it's an amazing toy hauler trailer. And it was just, we didn't have Lurch with us this year. He went last year with us, but he had obligations. So it was just us three. Yeah. And then Bonnie and Mike. So we might have somebody else with us next year. We'll see. We'll talk.
We have to mention we didn't eat because Lurch is our chef.
Right.
And so we couldn't eat this year. So Matt, I did lose 30 pounds when
we ate hot dogs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That was our fucking
because Matt
diet.
couldn't cook for us.
Somebody made hamburgers.
Oh, Mike did. Oh yeah,
I made hamburgers one night too.
When I got back home, I got that container that I had, and I was like, oh, good. So we ate some of the hamburgers. And I was like, I didn't even get drunk this whole trip. How do I not remember eating these hamburgers?
Oh, when I made them too was it was when you were gone. I made them for lunch. You and Mike.
We had to go to Wenatchee.
Yeah, I had made them for lunch, and I made Bonnie one.
That night, Mike made those hand patted ones with the cheese and stuff.
Those were delicious.
They were delicious. Yes,
that was our best meal of the trip.
That was.
He makes some pretty good food. So does she.
Yeah,
but Lurch is a master chef, and he did all the cooking last year. Happily. So.
Yep, he did. I don't mind cooking either. I just didn't have anything to cook.
Yeah, we didn't have a single woman among us to.
It's so relaxing there that I spent $100 on a battery pack that didn't have what I needed, so I could actually get some sleep. And I was like, "Yes, I love you, whatever." In the hills.
Yeah, true. So we're gonna keep moving along here. I will say it was nice this year. I know I rode I didn't really care necessarily about the KTM, other than it was something to do.
Yeah,
and I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
and so they have lots of booths there. Harley was there with the pans, demos, and a KTM. What are the other?
Honda was there. What was the Can-Am one?
Triumph.
Honda. What's the Can-Am one?
Suzuki.
Hey, forget.
What's the Can-Am bike?
Can-Am.
CF Moto.
Oh, no, CF Moto. Yeah. CF Moto
had
was
bikes
there.
Yeah, they were there.
Yep.
They didn't have that new one though. That's basically an identical clone of the KTM 790 Adventure. I was hoping to see it, but
hey, we can't talk bikes yet. You need to hold on to that. You just wait. Big boy.
Well, you brought it up. I didn't bring up the manufacturer.
all of them, because we talked
demos,
about last year, we didn't do a demo ride. And so we're like,
I did the pan.
Yeah, well,
because I had an obligation with Harley, but I'd already done the pan.
Yeah.
Down
so we
in
wanted to do a
Sturgis.
demo ride, and you can demo bikes there. So that's what we did.
Yep. So we went out in the morning. I jumped on an EXCF 500. Oscar rode the 350 version. And then Mike, he rode the 1090?
He rode the 1290.
1290. He has a 1090.
Yes.
Which is discontinued.
Right.
And he's rode the 1290. So those are, if Oscar, because the Oscar, especially when we do the dirt bike episode and Enduro next one, and these guys know so much, but this is the basically street version, right?
Yeah.
Because it had signals.
Yep.
And
The true dual sport.
Comes
Comes street legal from the factory.
Okay.
That's the new friend
and
I
it's
made.
mapped different for that reason, right?
Yeah. There's no map. There's no on the fly mapping, and there's no traction control. So it's a street model. It's got street emissions. So yeah, it's a full on street bike.
But it was it's a street bike that looks like a dirt bike.
Yep.
But it was cool. But like I said, I had no intention of ever buying one of those. I just was like, yeah, I'll go out on a test ride. So yeah, the thing about the demo rides too is, they're not going to take you on anything technical.
Right.
They're just taking you're in a group. You can't really test these bikes.
Yeah.
So that sucks, but I get why they have to do that. Luckily with the pan, I was able last year with Harley, I had a Connect and I was able to really test that thing.
Well, and we got to take it.
Yeah, you take it for on our own.
Yeah, that was nice. I wanted to ride that 350 because like my 450 sucks on the road, but it's an off-road bike. And I was impressed. The 350, a little less vibration, and it was fine. It was fine on the road. Like if I had to have one bike, then maybe I would consider that.
Yeah.
So I could ride both.
I would get one because it's so much better than your Husqvarna, because your Husqvarna is shit. It compares to this KTM per the
that guy, my new friend,
the brainwashed KTM. Dude,
because I told him I rode a blue, white, and yellow KTM, and no, they're not the same. No, that's right, they're not the same.
For the audience, if you don't know what we're talking about, KTM owns and makes Husqvarna, right?
And gas.
So
there's red,
but this guy claimed that they're so different.
They're so far apart.
When you can look at them and see the same fucking parts. These guys get brainwashed. He was really nice.
He was true KTM.
Oh god, he had the KTM jersey,
yes,
the KTM pants, boots, the KTM bandana, the KTM underwear, the KTM wristband.
So it was like Harley. It was like Harley.
Exactly, dude. It was just like Harley, bro.
But did you see him look all jealous when he saw me in my beta sweatshirt? I said, "Do you even beta, bro?"
The beta bitch. Rick forgot his sweatshirt, so he could only find this. It was a decent price, I think.
Clearance.
It was a clearance. It was on the clearance rack, so he needed a sweatshirt for the trip. So he bought this fucking sweatshirt that has this huge beta
motorcycle.
So we were just teasing him the whole weekend. So if you hear him make beta mentions, now you know, dude.
Well, the funny part is I was walking around the crowd, and somebody goes, "Oh, you got a beta?" And I was like, "No."
But I want one.
I'm hoping if I get this sweatshirt, the bike will come too.
That little Suzuki old DR over there, the one last year that everybody said was a complete shit show, that's mine.
Oh, we had good fun with the beta sweatshirt. Yeah,
man. It was nonstop.
People were talking about their beta or die.
Dude, I will tell you, it was a comfortable sweatshirt.
Go team beta.
I'm glad it was. I was glad I talked him down to $38. I was freezing.
It's on the clearance rack, and you're talking to him. Dude, you're such a cheap ass.
Just a tight.
It's already on clearance, bro. Jesus.
You know what? He gladly took that money. He's like, we don't have any betas here.
God,
I thought we were going to have a bunch of betas here.
You got to save that sweatshirt for next year now, because it's got history, dude. I'm crying.
We might have to leave it.
I didn't know you tried to talk him down from a clearance.
No, I didn't have to. He did. I was like, "Oh, I'll come back later," and he's like, "Okay, $39."
God,
I'm like,
it's like going to a thrift store. Hey, what's your bottom price on that? It fucking is the bottom price, dude. It's a thrift store.
We can't go any lower than 50 cents, man. Come on.
I think this guy really wanted. He made a joke. He's like, "We really don't want to have to haul these shirts back."
Especially the beta shirts. Nobody wants them.
50 to 45 to 39.
This is a 20. This is a 2019 beta sweatshirt. We still can't sell this fucking thing.
It was a good looking sweatshirt.
It actually was, dude.
It was soft and warm. Ricky stayed warm the whole time. So that's the important part.
Oh, dude.
Oh, man.
And this is
you got a beta? No. I just walk off.
It's like wearing a Hardy shirt. Oh, you like Hardys? No, I just got the shirt.
It was free with my sister's bike. And
oh, dude. Yeah, you gotta save that sweatshirt. The year before, didn't you buy another one too? Didn't you? Not a beta, but didn't you buy a sweatshirt the year before or something too? You just bought some. Okay,
I bought that OK Garage one.
Oh, that's right.
$3.95.
That's right.
I was so cold. I said, "I'm glad to give you $50 for this thing."
Oh God. Yeah, you got to wear that next year. It's got history. Okay,
every year. All right.
Woo, that was a
So
good laugh,
we did
dude.
do some writing.
I'm literally crying. If you guys could see me, I have tears coming out of my eyes. All right, so Greg hooked up with a sweatshirt. Yeah, day one. We'll just breeze through this. We're going to keep this reasonable time because I want to get to the meat and potatoes. But it was good riding. So we were just kind of riding we were riding as a group. Now, interestingly, sadly, I had a very overly busy year last year. This one is panning out to be the same, but I hadn't got to really ride my KLR, so I hadn't been on in a while, and it felt good to be back on my baby. So we just, let's see, this was day one.
We did Sugarloaf.
Yeah.
And we did the 50-50 trek in the morning.
Yeah, because we did the demo ride, and then the 50. That's where we went up. I could only go 60 miles an hour. You guys are breezing down Highway 2. I'm like,
oh, that's right. Let's talk about what bikes we took real quick before we do the ride. So I took the KLR 650. What did you take, Big Daddy?
I had my KLR 650.
Yep. Big Daddy has another bike, which we'll get into a little bit, and especially the next episode, we'll break that down. And then Oscar is no longer the proud owner of a KLR 650, but he got to ride mine and he wants one back.
I do. I sold my KLR because my oldest daughter wanted to ride. So I bought her a WR250R, which is a dual sport. So she could ride in the dirt and practice, and then she could try the street. When I bought it, I told her, hey, by the way, this is the only street legal dirt bike we're going to have. I'm taking it to this rally. So I took it to the rally. I look like a monkey fucking a football.
You do, dude. It was so funny riding behind you. I told you that too.
It's so tiny. It's such a tiny little bike, but it's fine. It was a good bike.
It did good.
Yeah.
It did good.
Yeah,
and
did fine.
So basically what they have, guys, is, once you get signed up for the rally, it does cost money. We may get into some of that, what Rick was talking about up front and at the end, but they give you all the rides. It's all GPS files. You can put it in your Garmin. They have Rever. You can put it on your phone, and then you kind of get to pick. You don't have to sign up. It's very free flowing. Come and go, ride the rides you want. They do like to ride a particular way. Not everybody does that. Some people get it backwards, but because then you have oncoming traffic, but whatever. And there's just a lot of, I think, other riders that kind of filter in that aren't even part of the rally. It's just a great area to ride.
And if you're a new rider, the one thing I will say they do well is, let's say you're just a brand new rider and you're going up there by yourself and you're just going to go check this out. They have guided rides every morning that you can sign up for with people. So while we wouldn't normally do the guided rides, we kind of just go out on our own. If you're new, they make you comfortable because you can go and so many people can sign up for it's like the first 4 rides, 1 through 4, something like that. And they would take you, and they basically had a lead, and then they had a tail, and you could go and get introduced to this if you're brand new on a bike and not feel as though you're just going to be sitting in the tent, sitting next to your tent,
Yeah, not knowing. And they have sweep. So sweep riders, someone experienced rides the tail or the very end. So you're not like, oh shit. You always know that you have someone experienced behind you that knows where they're going. So even if you're super slow, or you go down, you're not going to be like that guy we found that his group left him.
Yep.
On the organized rides, they have a lead and a sweep. And I think the sweep rider is the most important.
Yep.
Because if you're new, it gives you confidence that no matter what happens, you've got someone else there that's always going to stop with you. So they had went 1 through 14, the 14 rides. Well, I liked the board. So we went down and checked the board. And so they had a board with all the rides, 1 being the easiest, 14 being the hardest, and then they ranked them for you. So even if you were a medium level or intermediate rider, you could go and at least say, okay, red was hard. There was 2 reds or 3 reds. Okay, I'll stay away from the reds and I'll only pick the routes that are green or what was intermediate? Blue?
Yellow.
Yeah, I think, yellow.
Yellow.
Yeah.
Okay, so green, yellow,
The
and red.
Sugar Loaf's intermediate, and it was like
yellow.
5 or 7, something like that.
So I like that they did that. So you could go if you were by yourself, or if you were with a group that was beginner, intermediate. You could look at routes and go, okay, we'll stay off the hard ones.
Right.
That's helpful to me, I think, anyway.
And to piggyback off that, if you're going to go for the first time or you're wondering about it and you're nervous because you've never ridden off-road, I just tell you that Touratech rides, take everything they say and then scale them down one.
Yeah.
So easy is like beginner, like it's a gravel road.
Yeah.
So, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't, they're actually, it depends how you do it. There's nothing that's actually expert that we found there. So, so don't worry. You're not going to get in over your head. If you stick on the easy ones, you're going to be riding on gravel roads in the forest. So very maintained, a little bit of washboard here and there. That's about it.
Yep.
Is that a fair statement, guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because I want people to, I get that if you've never ridden off, you get nervous, especially, and I appreciate you bringing up the sweepers, the groups. I forgot that that even existed. For somebody who is brand new, that it's going to be a safe environment for you to dip your toes into the water, so to speak, without being overwhelmed or put yourself in a dangerous situation or anything like that. You're fine. So yeah, with that said, some great rides. We had beautiful weather, about 70, 73 the entire time we were up there.
It was nice.
Unbelievable.
Perfect conditions for riding.
Unlike the last 2 weeks of 100+ degree weather we've had here, we nailed it.
Yeah.
God, it was so comfortable.
It was beautiful.
I was actually glad that we got a little bit of that rain on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of
Just
course, it
kind
was
of
Saturday.
toned it down a little bit. I would have preferred it happened on Friday night, and then Saturday morning when we went,
Right.
we wouldn't have been as dusty. But
It was dusty.
There's a fine line between how much rain you get, though. Then
And mud.
year
Last
before
year's
we
mud.
turn into mud. So yeah, it's always a gamble when it rains. It's either going to just a little bit and pack it down, or it's just going to fuck everything up.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
so interestingly, we will talk about this real quick. I got somehow during the day, I got a flat, but it lasted me. I didn't realize it was flat until the next morning when we got up,
Right.
realizing my rear tire was flat. And we, Bonnie, Oscar and I, we wanted to go do some single track. There is a couple rides that are single track, if I remember right on the map.
Well, I think we weren't going to originally do the single track. We were going to do the other red, because we didn't know about the single.
Oh, is that what we're going to do?
Yeah,
Oh, until we asked around.
Yep. Well, because remember when Bill showed up. Because the only one thing I'll say about that is with the big bikes, you like single track is you experience that it's tough on a 400, 500, 600 pound bike. So I think we were going to stay away from the single track because we didn't know what kind of single track it truly was.
True.
Because we rode that little short section you and I did the afternoon before.
Mm-hmm.
But you get the flat, and then we run into Bill, who was on a Husky 701, and he says, "Oh yeah, single track super easy."
Well, I asked him. I said, "All I have is my KLR," and
now this is a guy that is motors. He's a motors cop, and
he's a retired motors cop,
and he's got a dirt bike. He's got a 2-stroke. He's got a 4-stroke, and he's got the 701. And so he's a ride. He rides.
He does, and he's a good rider.
He is.
And he tells me, we're looking at him. I go, "Should I take my panniers off? I mean, how tight is the single track?" He goes, "Oh, you'll be fine."
Oh, you'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be okay.
We would find out otherwise later. And I knew better. I'm like, just anyways. It's funny and he didn't mean to do that on purpose. I don't think. It just, maybe he's never ridden a KLR with big steel panniers.
No, that 701's significantly narrow.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
The KLR.
He was probably thinking I had little bags or something. It's like, I have big, huge boxes on the side of my
aluminum boxes.
Yeah, dude, they are wide.
They are big. Yeah.
And you have to be aware of your clearance when you're doing that. Anyways, I got a pinch flat, and I will say, without getting, I want to keep this succinct, but I have all the tools in the bike theoretically to change tire. We actually had this set up. I know Rick was going to come up. We were going to do one of these in the shop before we had to do this in the field in the dirt. We were going to practice in here because it's a bitch. It's an absolute bitch. And I have tire spoons. We've got pumps. We've got, all the stuff. Theoretically that you should be able to do this on the side of the trail. We were back at camp in the dirt field and it took, we didn't think we were going to finish it.
No.
The tire place there at the rally, there was only one of them. They weren't very helpful. They couldn't get you really in. They were not the nicest people. And so I didn't want to wait. I wanted to do the single track. After Bill said that, we were planning on going on the single track. So I wanted to get this tire up and running. I'll just tell you this. Absolute bitch. Can it be done? It took 4 of us.
Did take 4 of us.
Men with spoons and sweat, and Oscar's dripping sweat everywhere.
All over the place. I already sweat all the time anyway.
Yeah.
And we were in the full sun. I mean, we didn't put the awning out.
It's true.
We were in the sun.
Once we went at it, we got tools everywhere. Everybody's throwing in their tools. To get that tire back over the rim is fucking bitch.
Yeah.
But we did find I had a pinch flat. If you don't know what that is, it's basically most of the time when you hit an object, it was my rear, which is harder than the front to change. But when you hit like a rock really, really hard, it pushes in the actual tire and then pinches the tube and it leaves a slit.
It tears it.
It tears it. It basically tears the tube and leaves a slit. Well, I was hauling the prior day and I did hit some things that I was wondering if I hit them too hard. And it depends on tire pressure and things like that. There's a lot to that. We're not going to get into that. But anyways, we barely got the tube finally back on the rim.
We were down to like an inch of tire, like an inch of bead.
Yes.
And it finally popped over.
We were like bending like tire spoons. I was like, one of these is going to snap. I can't believe they can flex that much.
But we were using the little ones, not the 16 or 18 inch ones. We were using like the 8 and 10 inch ones.
Yep.
I didn't know it ever made a difference, and it makes a difference.
Huge difference.
Huge difference.
And obviously, we're not using the more leverage you have, the better.
Right.
We weren't using those because that's not what we carry in our bikes. They don't fit.
Right.
But now we know.
Yeah.
And we have an actual thing now. Maybe we'll talk about later where it changed. But yeah. If you're going to do it with those little stuff that you can carry with you, you're never going to do that by yourself.
I don't know how you could.
No way.
There's no way.
No way in hell.
Not on a DOT tire.
Maybe some kind
of gummy dirt bike tire.
There you go.
Maybe, but not on a DOT tire. There's no way.
Yep. I was running a DOT off-road, on-road tire. So it was a good, out of these things comes great learning experiences and things we can share and things we can give tips and advice on. And so I always look at it when things happen, I don't get too stressed because it's just just like this bike with the problems. It's just it sucks.
Yeah.
Took time. It's it's my platform and it's what I do. And so it's another learning experience, a baptism by fire, right?
Yes, it was.
So
baptism by sweat.
I did go down, not too pleased with this company called Moto Oz. Motaz. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Motaz. They are very proud of their tubes. They weren't the friendliest. They were the only ones there doing tire changes. And then I bought a tube from them at the expense of $60.
A tube.
For a tube. The guy looked at me and he goes, "This is going to be expensive." I'm like, "Oh, what do I do?"
Yeah, you're stuck.
I'm stuck.
Yeah.
I didn't want to use my spare because I needed to keep it as a spare in my bag. So
those guys were only operating certain hours, right? So we decided keeping the spare in case you got a flat in the evening.
Correct.
Then we could still have
I just hate not having a spare.
No, I agree. I would have done the same thing, but he knew ahead of time.
Yep.
Oh, when he said this is going to hurt or whatever, I'm like, oh, really?
Yep. Yeah, we weren't overall impressed.
No.
And I priced that tire online. It's $45 online, so they jacked it 15. So they added 15. The guy that you could tell the guy that was changing tires was not happy to be there. No. That's why we just ended up doing it ourselves. Anyways, not impressed at all.
No.
My take on it is you're there at a rally. You're there to change tires and promote your product. None of the other businesses were jacking up.
Everyone else had discounts.
You cut prices at rallies.
Yes.
You don't jack people. And they were taking full advantage of riders and their problem. They're already at a rally. They're having a problem. They want to get out and ride. And these guys are just like, well, you're going to pay for it. Fuck you.
They had leverage. Yeah.
Yep.
Market leverage.
Not happy with Moto Oz and not afraid to say that there.
No.
So we did get it changed. I know Rick, he didn't go single track with us, so he had time on his hands. He had to run back to Leavenworth for an item battery to try to find because the CPAP battery wasn't working. But anyways, You guys can talk about what you and Mike did, but he left his there because he wasn't on a time crunch, and they eventually did yours, right?
Yeah, they. Well, he's selling Moto Oz or Moto Z products. He's just selling their products.
Is it Moto Oz or Moto Z?
It's Motoz.
It's Motoz.
Yeah,
but the guy isn't Motoz. Right. He's just selling their stuff.
Okay, what was their name?
It was South Sound something.
Oh, they weren't an actual.
So let me.
Yeah, they would. Because I looked at the credit card receipt the other day. And I was bouncing my checkbook because they charged me.
Thank you, because I was calling it They are out of Australia.
Motoz is
out of Australia, so they were just selling their products. I think you're right. So I don't know what was the actual company.
Yeah,
the tire's still the tube is overpriced, guys.
Yeah,
it's not that great.
No,
they said it's made of some special rubber on the box. I'm like,
maybe Australian.
It looks like rubber.
It's rubber.
Yeah, I the other day I was bouncing my checkbook. I saw it, and I can't remember the name of the company, but he's down there in Northern California.
Okay.
So they're used to telling everybody, hey, fuck you, we're going to overcharge you anyways.
Yeah. You have a checkbook that you balance? You know the bank does that for you automatically.
Oh, my God.
Ricky, it's not
we have been down this road.
Ricky.
Yeah. Dude, checks are the
I guess you put that with the beta sweatshirt.
Safe
I know,
instrument in the world, which is,
you shop at Buy Most,
unsecure instrument in the world financially.
I didn't say I was writing checks. I said I have a checkbook.
Okay. All right. I don't know why they make those.
Yeah. I think so. They're in the museum somewhere, checkbooks.
Yeah, I use checks for all the serious things like, like when you wanted me to, buy something, and if I need a record of it, there's a check.
Your bank keeps records for you.
As soon as you swipe your card.
I don't trust the banks. I don't trust the banks.
He doesn't.
But he's using checks. You do trust banks because you have your money in banks.
That's right.
No, but I don't trust them to use my card right.
Oh, but you trust their check.
My card keeps getting stolen somehow, and it's in my wallet.
Right.
They don't steal my checks,
like all the burglars we go to, and they steal checks and sign them and write them.
Yeah, no one washes checks and rewrites $1,000 instead of $100.
Exactly. It's never been to that call, Ricky, ever.
We need to talk later, bro. We need to have an intervention with Rickster.
No. Trust me, you don't want to start your shit with me. I'm on day 4, no nicotine. I'm about ready to explode any minute.
Oh, God.
Right. So anyway, Motoz whatever company that was.
Yeah, they fixed mine up. It cost me $90, and so I was a little bit of a bummer because I had just replaced the tubes and tires the week before we headed up there.
Speaking of, we didn't get to that. After my pinch flat, then we'll pick back up. We realized Rick's rear tire was flat too, right? It was your rear?
Yeah.
We're like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, what are the odds?
Because flats. Yours, I don't think you, unless I'm wrong, would have hit anything hard enough to cause you a pinch flat.
Well, I was running pretty low pressure.
Okay,
so I wouldn't have thought that. I mean, I hit a couple on Sugarloaf. I had a couple where I was, didn't necessarily bottom out on the rear, but it was pretty close. You could tell it was getting pretty close.
Sugarloaf had some flat face rocks and stuff, and on that downhill where that van was, there was some roots and rocks up there that easily caused pinch flats.
Okay,
so
when I saw my tube, the dealership who installed mine in Prosser, obviously they didn't blow up the tire first once they got it on the rim, because you could see where the tire was completely flat, and then when they filled it with air, it just compressed it up against the wall of the tire, so it never expanded.
Yeah. So it was already folded over.
Yeah,
that's one thing you have to be aware of.
Like those little, remember those things that girls used to do when we were in elementary school? And pop, and
the 4 papers.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Fingers. It almost looked like the 4 papers.
It'd ask you a question and it had answers. Yeah, they would do
had
that.
answers. You lose.
Yeah, right.
That's all it said to me. Is like, you lose, pinch flat.
Yep.
You lose. Okay, let's go again. Maybe I get a different answer.
Well,
nope, you lose.
I did. The girl that was doing mine, I asked it and she opened it up. It said Hak Tua.
Oh,
I was like, yeah, score.
Got me a winner.
Just to give you an idea, I can get an IRC medium duty tube for $20, which is what I run compared to the 60. So that gives all right. Let's do this again. So I wish we'd remember the exact name of that, who was ever doing those tubes. But anyways, Rick, I think you're right. They were just selling them. So let's do this real quick, like Oscar.
I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, check out. Wait, up top.
Hey, Bikeaholics.
Oh, there we go. Searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? Zero 3D has the products you dream about for your bike. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson and Honda Goldwing motorcycles. Zero 3D's got your back with chrome and black parts, lighting, and other comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for easy installation, which equals less time installing and more time riding. Zero 3D has a design team of riders with over 40 years of experience with a passion for design and innovation. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus, plug and play system compatibility. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them via email at sales@zero3d.com or give them a call at 715-808-0027. Check at your local Harley or Honda dealership and ask for Zero or Gold Strike parts. A new leader has emerged, so check out Zero 3D's custom line of Gold Strike products for all new Honda Goldwings. Better yet, help support us and head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out our full line of Zero 3D products.
And if you're lucky enough, it'll be shipped and boxed up by Oscar with an Oscar sticker. And Oscar's very familiar with shipping a lot of Zero 3D products out of our store. What up?
We have to raise your hand. We're not
Paragon Power Sports from Temecula, California.
There you go.
All right, so it wasn't Motaz.
Yep.
All right, so we can take back
California.
Yeah.
Geez, sorry, California people, but
rude.
Keep them down there.
Yeah, stay there.
They need to have a couple booths up there. If you're a company and you want to treat bikers well and you want to get your name out there, then there's definitely a need up there for a good tent with a couple guys that are actually happy to change tires for you and just, discounts and get your products out there because they were the only game there, right?
They were.
Yeah, Midas was there showing their tires, but they weren't installing.
And Continental, Mitas was there last year doing tires, and so was Continental. And this year, Mitas and Continental were not doing tires. They just had tires there. I guess so you can go touch it.
I guess, yeah.
I can look at them on the dang internet.
Right.
What is the difference if I touch the rubber or see it on this?
Right.
Well, that's the way that Alpine Stars was too. You could go and look at their stuff, and then if you wanted to order something, they just shipped it to you.
Oh.
Yeah, I get that. It's hard to get enough stock, especially with clothing. The little tent. I mean, how many coats?
Sure.
There's like 15 different models, and you need all the different sizes. It's hard.
You only need one size of a Beta sweatshirt.
That's right. That's true.
That's a fucking man size.
All you need is a clearance rack.
All you need is a clearance rack and a man size.
You know what USWE they did? They sold all those backpacks.
Yep.
In fact, I came back that afternoon to buy that one, and they were all gone.
Yeah.
So they sold all their stuff.
That's what I'm saying. It's a good opportunity if you have a decent products and you want to get a booth up there. Guys are there. It's very like Sturgis that way. Guys are there. They have money.
Yeah.
You look around, you see a lot of these really expensive bikes and that are very clean.
Yeah.
They're not riding a ton. They're spending a lot of money
they are.
To get stuff dreaming of riding.
This is a great lead in to, I think I know where you're going to go with this and the discussions that we had in the truck on the way back. So I think this is a good lead in right there of what we each would like and what do we really think it is that they're trying to do, because you're right. There was a lot of people there with $30,000 bikes, and I swear they wore the same adventure. I had to change my shirts and pants every day because we were sweating like pigs.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And they were wearing the exact same thing. And, I'm not putting them down for that, because if you go to Sturgis, there's a lot of people, all they do is ride from the campground into town.
Well, the guy with the chopper,
all they do.
Because a hardtail chopper riding down the drag in Sturgis, because that bike ain't going anywhere else. And that's the only time this year that he's had it out.
Yep.
But he looks badass with his Delegaff bandana
and his tank top.
Delegaff. It sounds like that should be something that we have as like a promotion. And today only 50% off Delegaff stickers.
Use code Delegaff at checkout. I actually like that.
Guy like this with his hands. Jazz hands.
Delegaff. Let's do this. I like that lead in. Oscar, let's do this, and then we're going to talk. We'll finish it up with talking about the event and what we think better or whatever. But we finally got the tire fixed, and why don't you talk about me, you, and Bonnie heading out on some single track now that we talked to Bill?
Oh yeah,
and we're like, I will tell you this. I did take my panniers off.
Yes.
Because we did not trust that advice.
No.
And I just think it's a good idea if you're going to do. And I'm like, how wide can it? Because I'm looking around and there's nothing but forest.
Yeah.
And so I'm not the brightest, guy, but I'm thinking I haven't seen a lot of open areas. So I have to assume that the single track is in between trees.
Yeah, like a real single track.
A real single track.
Yeah.
So I'm taking my panniers off before I go. And
It's
thank
just better.
God.
Oh, geez. And it was a neat trail. So for any of you that have ridden single track, I mean, a lot of the single track is rough and it can be real gnarly and there's technical shit. This was nice. It was like there was no exposure. The trail was, for single track, the trail was wide. So sometimes you get single track that's like 8 inches wide. So this was a little wider, but it was a single track. But it was beautiful, flowy and in the trees. And there was some, roots and rock challenges, but nothing too crazy. But I'm speaking from a dirt bike perspective. I didn't get to ride a big bike. So it would be a challenge on an adventure bike. It was you up front and then that dude on the Norden. Yep. So a guy had a Norden on it and there were some other guys that came through. So we rode.
But the guy in the Norden was done after the first leg. He's like,
yes.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
Yeah. I can only imagine. So the best part, so we find the single track. Bonnie finds it. Now she's riding an 02 KTM 200 two-stroke. And I'm riding the WR250.
Yeah.
The poorly suspended WR250. So it's super soft. I bottomed it out on Sugarloaf, bent the license plate. So, okay. So you're up front. We find the single track and we're like, well, what do you think? Fuck it. Let's go. So you just go. And the funny thing was your left blinker was on. So we're moving through the trees. And every now and then I'd see blink.
You can get a glimpse of my blinker. That's hilarious, dude. I just wanted you to let you know I was turning left. Safety first.
Yeah.
Safety first when single track riding. No, Oscar asked me, we get to it and he's like, and I've never been on probably that kind of single track on the KLR. It's a 400 and with all the, it's at least 450 pounds with what I had on it. But and then Oscar just asked me, he goes, do you want me to go first to kind of check it out? Cause he's got the lighter bike. And my comment to him was, no, I'll just fucking go. Cause it doesn't matter either way. If we get stuck in there and have to turn this thing around, it doesn't matter. We got to turn it around. So it doesn't matter if I'm first or last.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was
my concern is I'm going to get in there and we got to try to turn this big ass bike around because it's too tight to get through something
and there was nowhere turning it around. Like we didn't find any landings. There was nothing. Like we were committed.
Yeah, you're committed. You can't turn around in a lot of those areas. Yeah, so go ahead.
Good trail. It was fun. And I don't know if Bonnie and Mike listen, but I got to give Bonnie some love because she's a little bit older than we are and she rides pretty well, but we came around.
She's shorter. She's lighter.
She is shorter and lighter.
In stature, yeah.
And this guy on the CRF 450 he came up on it. Now he wasn't being a jerk, but he was on our asses. Well, there's nowhere to pass. There was nowhere for us to pull over or nothing.
Just stop, dude, and wait for 5 minutes and then go bat out of hell.
And he got right up on me and she took this switchback. It was a short one, and she just got up on this soft dirt and the front tire washed and she hit hard.
That's what I heard.
And I'm like, oh man. So I was right on her, like I was right off her rear tire, but I saw the soft dirt and I saw her line. I'm like, I know what's going to happen. So I stopped.
Wash. Yeah.
She hit hard and I was like, oh man. So I was trying to put my kickstand down and she just jumped up and she grabbed her bike and she was up and I'm like, I didn't even have my kickstand down yet. I'm like, holy shit. Meanwhile, this guy on the Honda almost hit me. Yeah. Because he was right on our ass.
Right.
And so then we got her over and he went around us.
He almost rear-ended me because I was stopping to wait for you guys because I didn't hear you.
Right.
And because you had went down.
Right.
And so I'm stopping and then all of a sudden I think it's Bonnie and I look around, hey, and I'm all smiling and he comes right around the corner.
Yeah.
I should have stopped at a better area, but I thought it was Bonnie.
Yeah.
So she knew I was in front of her. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Fun.
And so a lot of bike, I was drenched.
Yeah.
It's a lot of bike to get through single track, but it did it. It's amazing.
I was really impressed, dude. We did about 7 miles total.
Yep.
That's a pretty good run on a near 500 pound bike.
Yeah.
Even on what would be considered green diamond single track.
Right.
That's a lot. I mean, it was not, there were some roots and rocks. I'm like, I bet that was a challenge going over.
There was a few of them that it was a little bit of a bitch to get up and over them.
There was the one, it was a little bit of a hill climb and right at the top was a stump on the left and then the roots. And I'm like, oh, wow. And you weren't there. So I figured it must've been fine, but that would have been a real challenge.
It was, I was sweating and I had a smile. It was the funnest time that I've had in a long time. Not only just physically, it was fun. I love working out. I love getting on a sweat and just throttle time, clutch time. Coming out of there, not a lot of other big bikes there for a reason. There was only a couple others for that reason, because they're just not, that's a heavy bike for that type of environment.
Right.
And it was from then that I've been looking at dirt bikes for like 2 years, guys.
Yeah.
I'm just slow. I don't, me, I had a 14 Street Glide before I bought my 24. I mean, I'm just not one that, I'm not like Rick that changes bikes more often than I change underwear. I literally think about things a lot longer, and do I have the time? But that got my gears turning. I need to get, okay, it's time.
Yeah.
I'm 51. I've put this off too long. That was fucking a blast.
Mm-hmm.
I could only imagine how fun that would be had I had a Husky that's 200 pounds lighter.
Oh man.
And more power. Because, just wheeling up over things and that kind of thing. I can get the KLR to do it, but it's a lot of work and it's got to be timed a lot better. You can't just throttle blip.
Right.
You've got to get ready for your clutch wheelie. And so anyways,
fun ride.
Fun. Me and Oscar were just high-fiving.
Dude, it was fun.
And my bike bouncing around. I can only imagine what a KLR looks like going through there, dude. Just
blinking.
Yeah, blinking with the fucking signal. I was on the whole time, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome. But we had a blast, got back to camp, just sweating our asses off. But yeah, with that said, the next episode, we are going to talk about it. I did get home and most recently did purchase a 24 Husky TE300 that I'm saving completely for the next episode because we're going to wind this one down.
Yep.
Let's just wind it down with any final thoughts or some of what we talked about, Rick, or whatever, wherever you guys want to go with that, and we're done.
First, number one, guy on the Honda needs to have a beta sweatshirt because people's beta sweatshirts are always friendlier. Sounds like to me he wasn't being very friendly.
No, he wasn't. I knew he wasn't a beta, dude.
So I could tell right away. You say that he's no. I like it the way it is. I don't want it to become some big party. I would like to see some things like maybe do have a microbrew come up for the weekend, and you can choose which beer you want, and I'll gladly pay them their $7 for my hazy IPA or whatever. I like that they give out some free beer, but by the time you get your 2 free beers, you're already ready to go back anyhow.
Yep.
So maybe like breweries there. I think for people that don't drink, and I've never really seen anybody there blasted out of their mind. So I can't. But if people that don't drink, then don't drink. There's plenty of other things going there. They had people speaking at night in the tents and stuff. If that's what you wanted to go see. So there was options to do things, and be considerate of other people around you. We had some Bobosos from Canada, next to us, and they're kind of they're all right. I mean, if they listen to this, I'm the big guy. Come find me, whatever. But as far as I was concerned,
guy in the beta sweatshirt.
Yeah, I mean, they were just like they piled a whole bunch of people into this big old triple axle.
Hey, that guy had a beta 500 RRS.
He's one of your people.
He was jealous of my sweatshirt. I can tell that. Probably was wondering why you can't find him. But they were okay, but they weren't very considerate with their generator and leaving it on all the time.
Yeah.
And
That was atypical. Those guys were atypical.
I think we're pretty conscious about that.
I think most of the people are. It was atypical, like you say.
Yeah. Not representative of the experience of it. I mean, you're right. Almost anywhere else there, you could walk down to some dude's tent and go, "Hey, bro, I got a flat. Can I borrow your spoons?" And they would loan them to you. They'd probably come up and help you.
Yep.
Like it's that kind of rally.
It really is, yeah.
But yeah, Ricky's right. Those guys were kind of, I don't know, they weren't real friendly. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's not as though they really did anything. It's just like, "Hey, you, yeah? What do we do with the trash? Oh, you take it down to the trash thing down here? Oh, okay. Bernie says you got to take your trash over there." I'm like, Jesus Christ, no wonder Bernie wants to go hide in the porta potty and die of heat stroke.
No shit, dude. Yeah, I agree, Rick. I think they could spice it up a little bit for my taste. Just opposing opinions, just a little. I agree. You don't want to lose all its value, but they're really, I don't know why. It's not that expensive to get in. I don't feel like the tickets are reasonable. the parking trailer. I get it, expenses, but they're like scrounging volunteers to try to direct traffic and instead of paid employees. And so you can imagine what you get there. We've got the guy at the entrance when I'm already in first gear lugging. And if I lug any more, we'll kill my bike. And he's fucking telling me to slow down. I was just, every time I'm going out of the thing, I'm like, dude, I cannot fucking tractor this thing any slower. Clearly he doesn't ride bikes. He just volunteers from around Plain, Washington. Yeah, it was every time telling us to slow down. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
He had your mental game, dude.
Oh, dude.
It's that poor Ryan.
He owned you, dude. He owned you. He owned you like I own Beta sweatshirts, bro.
He did. You know what I just did with him? Every time after the first couple times, I'm like, because I was mad, I would just smile and wave because he didn't know.
Yeah.
Like I was waving like, oh, hey, how you doing? He thought he was telling me to slow down, hand signal. And I think that he was waving at me. And I would just smile and wave and just keep tractoring along. So, spend a little more money. I think they could have more opportunities in the main area of the field for maybe people doing tricks or wheelie competitions, some things like that. Just a little more activities, charge just a little bit more, have the beers. Like you say, people will gladly pay, have multiple companies with beers, maybe have the biggest thing to me is I can't believe they don't have live music in that field.
Yeah.
You don't have to go till midnight, but they could have a live band, just like a bar until 10:30, 11.
I thought the night before they did. Didn't they? They had a guy there.
Well, maybe they did
on Saturday night.
They did,
but not this year.
We talked about this. I remember getting there on Friday, and Matt and you scooted down. You two scooted down. You kind of waved off a little bit. Me and Matt were down there, and I remember there being like music playing. But I thought that there was somebody with a guitar that was
on Saturday night. He was playing country music.
Yeah, I think they did have somebody. Maybe he just volunteered.
Oh, maybe.
Here's the deal. Each year we'll take the Beta sweatshirt. All we got to do is find a musician. We give him the Beta sweatshirt. He'll suddenly have all the power in the world to become the best #1 artist in Plain, Washington.
There you go.
And it'll be all because of us.
Yep.
We made the whole thing.
They can call the Beta Band.
The Beta Band. The Beta Factory.
This year they didn't have anything Saturday night. Last year they had a dude playing music. This year they just maybe the rain, but they didn't have anyone even set up for it. He was under a tent. The rain wouldn't. So maybe I don't know what happened this year.
If they had a huge barbecue facility come in there with multiple barbecues and ribs down in the thing, I mean, there's just a lot more, and people would pay just an extra $10 to each participant. People are already going to pay in what they're paying. They're going to pay that, and it allows you. It's just what I'm trying to get at is I feel like they're pinching pennies too much, trying to make it so cheap that they're. Just by charging just a little bit more, I think they could make it a much better event. But it's still fun, and I'll still go, and I love it. So I'm not disappointed. I'm not talking bad. That's just what we do on this podcast. We get to just completely give our opinions.
Do whatever we want.
Could be full of shit.
America.
No, I think you're right in there. I think that I wouldn't want to be like at the Buffalo Chip with a big, huge concert kind of thing. But, charge $15 extra and have folk guitars come in there or get a local probably not Leavenworth, but Wenatchee Winery for the ladies, and they can come in and they can do a wine tasting for $15
for all 5 chicks that were there.
Yeah,
there were 6, 7 maybe.
Some had, I think one had shaved legs. That's it.
Because that's part of the armor.
Just FYI, guys, it's not Sturgis in that way.
No,
it's definitely a very even more than the thing is, I don't know. There's not very many women involved in this sport.
Right. There's not.
It's definitely very few and far between. I will say this: if you're a lady and you're looking for some schlong, that's the place to go because you've got tons of guys with no women. You could pretty much pick
whatever
you wanted,
you wanted
and
out
you
there.
You could even have Oscar if you really want it.
Thank you for that. That's good.
If you
ain't borrowing my Beta sweatshirt for that.
While Rick is getting fresh with you, he'll have nothing on below, just a Beta sweatshirt. He does not take it off or anything.
These people are like, what is Beta? They're going to be Beta's like, we had a 350% spike in increase on our website all of a sudden. What is it?
No shit.
But there's no like at Sturgis, gals are eye candy.
Totally.
Here, the gals were riding. Like the 10
They're
gals
in full
that were
gear.
They are in
They're
full gear. They were all riding.
It's not what you think.
No, it's not like that.
So there's a lot of opportunity there if you're a young single lady, if you want an adventure rider. I will say thanks real quick to the guys up at Little Chumstick at the Lookout, supporters. They recognize me from YouTube and the podcast, and had the gall to say hi, and I shouldn't say gall, but just what would I say? The fortitude, to say hi. They weren't too shy or too embarrassed, and very cool guys from Oregon. Total Harley riders, love street even more than dirt, but totally crossovers. I love seeing that in the community. They're all in Harley. We talked about Harley a lot while we're up there.
They were wearing Harley shirts.
Harley shirts. That's great. I do too when I ride adventure. Wearing Harley shirts, talking about the podcast and video. So thank you so much for saying hi. And it's really, I love seeing everybody, but I love that people are crossing over into adventure, which is why we sprinkle these podcasts into all of our street stuff. Yeah. Oscar won a prize again, mini air pump, which was really cool. There's a raffle up there. Do you want to say anything else, Rick? Otherwise, or Oscar, otherwise we'll take it out and get into the next episode, which is going to be all dirt bikes.
Nope.
Forever hold your peace.
Good.
There you go. Thanks guys for tuning in. Again, if you want to know all about the adventure market, and I got a new dirt bike, and Rick has a new bike, and Brian Goat just got a new bike. And Oscar's always in between bikes too. And the adventure market is continuing to blow up. We got smaller, we got dirt bikes, we got mid-size, we got enduro, we got adventure, we got full size, we got everything. It's crazy.
Hey, we need a pit bike. We don't have any pit bikes.
I've looked at them forever. I want a pit bike.
They're cool,
especially for camp.
Yeah.
You know, look like that fat guy meme that's riding.
Yeah, dude.
All you see is a wheel coming out of his ass.
No shit, dude. Don't forget, guys, you want to ride longer? Treat your ass with some respect already. Get hooked up with a premium butt buffer seat cushion. This company of bikers developed a super thin hospital-grade seat cushion made of solid and elastic materials, and unlike gel pads, it won't leak if punctured. The butt buffer is designed not to slide around in your seat, fits all motorcycles, installs in seconds, easily cleans, and helps to dampen vibrations. With plenty of models to choose from, they assure you'll have a comfortable ass when riding. Head over to the Law Abiding Biker store and check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions now. I had one on the entire time on my KLR 650 during the rally, and it's always strapped on there, and I ride hard with it. It doesn't cause me one issue, and definitely helps with a stock KLR 650 seat. Have it on my Harley, of course, doesn't matter what seat you have. Just awesome. And we do want to thank real quick donations. If for whatever reason you want to leave us a flat donation, we'd love to have you be a Patron member because, well, we can get to know you better in the private Facebook group. We can get you all those benefits that you're missing out. But hey, we never balk.
You beat me to it,
a flat donation.
You beat me to it.
You could have balked with me. Lurch boxed with me. That's way better than mine.
Little different. Yeah,
that's way better than mine. Jim McJenkins of Northport, Alabama, substantial donation after asking a question on the contact form. That's right. When you ask a question, you can leave a donation because we spend a lot of time trying to answer your questions. Oscar is answering a lot of questions for you guys over in the store. If you go over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and hit the contact form, it's mostly, I do answer some over there, but mostly it's Oscar and Lurch over there. A lot of technical stuff. They'll get you the product you need. They'll work around, order what you need. Chidley of Huntington Beach, California. Hey, we've been there. Very cool. And Ryan Garrett of Greenville, Tennessee, after also asking a question on the contact form. lawabidingbiker.com/donate, or hit the homepage. There's a donate button, lawabidingbiker.com, and helps put a little fuel in the Law Abiding Biker gas tank so we can keep this thing heading on down the road, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. It's been a fun episode, and I can't wait because once we get Big Daddy Kane and Oscar going on the next episode, just get ready because
the blood's gonna flow.
They know so much, and I just sit back. Like up at Touratech the one night you guys were talking, I literally filled up with vodka and a mixer, and I just sat and I just tried to soak in your guys' knowledge because it's insane. All right, guys. Yeah, seriously, you gotta hear the other episode. We're out of here.